wait. Here we go again. Look at the lens. Okay. Oh my God. What? Hello to everyone who has decided to come back to Curious Regina or who is joining me for the first time. Hello, I'm Micah. You are watching the Curious Regina channel, and if you want to know more about who I am, what this channel is about, check out the description box. But I'm just gonna jump right into this episode. So part of what this series is about, the S series, is about hoping to support our understanding of what our outlooks on sexuality and sexual identities are, and to help us to reflect on how that influences our relationship with ourselves and also our relationship with other people, how we judge other people, how we treat them based on their sexual identities as well. Sexual liberation, what is that? You might know, you might not. Me, I basically say that it's the destigmatization of sex. It is the freedom to be unbound by society's idea of what sexual identity is, what sexuality is, what it looks like, yada, 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 yada. That could be a thing, right? Of course, it gets more complicated because it couldn't just stop there, right? Of course not. Be too simple. Be too much like right, as my mom would say. Such a mom thing. So in a article from 2018 by Van Badam, I may be butchering her last name. Oh. So I'm going to refer to her throughout this channel as Van, because I don't want to be that person who, you know, it's like when people, my name's Micah, but when people constantly call me Micah, and it's just like, no. What Van pointed out was that the destigmatization of sex, that sexual liberation, what we saw in the 60s and its reinvigoration today, has led to what she calls the patriarchy reframing it as sexual availability for men. So she goes on to just point out how releasing women of the stigma surrounding sex and sexuality, how while it benefited women in many ways, how it also led to what she calls the patriarchal entitlement to have sex with women. And this goes back to that sexual assault culture, that rape culture is related. And I would also add that part of what has occurred as well with the evolution of sexual liberation is people's general entitlement to treat women and to verbally assault them in really demeaning ways, because you think that you can be free to do that because this sexually liberated free person, someone like Amber Rose, is exposing herself, and so she should be able to accept whatever is thrown at her. She should expect that people are going to say crude and rude things to her. No, that's not what that should mean. And that is the whole point of not equating sexuality with morality or worth, is because we start to think that these people who are more free sexually, that they deserve certain things, that they deserve to be treated in a different way. But that's not the way worth works. That's not the way morality works. Judge me by my character. Judge me by what I do to people, how I make people feel, how I treat them. Don't judge me by how much I shake my butt on Instagram. Which is why it is so much more important to, I think now, tune into and focus on sexual acceptance, because sexual liberation, we get that, right? We understand that it is, for the most part, many people understand that it is more beneficial to be able to express our sexual identities in the way that we would like to. But we also have to have that sexual acceptance in order for us to be safe to express our sexual identities in the way that we would like to. And this sexual acceptance, that means accepting that a sexual partner, whether that be a paid sexual partner or not, that any sexual partner has to give complete, concise, unwavering, uncomplicated consent. That's sexual acceptance. Sexual acceptance is accepting that my showing my body doesn't mean that I want you to touch it. Or it doesn't mean that I'm inviting you to talk about what you would do to it. That's not an invitation. That is an expression of my sexual identity. That's what that is. That is all. And that's what sexual acceptance is saying, just in the same way that we see people who change their hair colors and change tattoos and piercings and things like that, the same way that we can see those people and say, oh, they wanted to dye their hair today. It's kind of wild, that white storm color hair is wild, but that's them. Oh wow, another piercing, dermal this time. Oh wow, okay. It's wild, but that child, she gonna do what she gonna do, The same way that we can do that with these expressions of identity is what we should also aspire to work towards when it comes to sexual identities, is to say, oh wow, look at her, there she go again, twerking on the gram. That's her. That couldn't be me. Don't got the knees for it, but that's her twerking on the gram. I can't stop saying that. That's the hope. That's the gist. That's the gist. And the importance of sexual acceptance is that we're not saying that anything goes because of your identity, because we wouldn't say that to the way that you change your hair. We wouldn't say, oh well, she changed her hair color to purple, and so that clearly means that she wants me to punch her in the face. That's what purple hair obviously means. The same way that we can know that that's ridiculous is the same way that we have to know that it's ridiculous for to be able to evolve past seeing these different people as deserving of being treated in very cruel and inappropriate ways. To be treated as if their sexual identities, their sexuality warrant disrespect, invite disrespect, invite objectification. No one is inviting anyone to objectify them unless they explicitly are saying, treat me like I am only an object. If the person didn't say that, the person didn't say that. So don't do that, maybe. And so that's what I want to talk about, sexual liberation. So what do I want you to take from this episode? What would I like for you to take from this episode? We can do that. I think we can do that. I can do that. I've been working on that, and we can evolve and we can grow. And so let's try to do that. Try to make this a safer place for people to express themselves in all the ways that they want to. And let's keep on doing these hair rolls, because why not? That's all I got. And I just want to say that I'm really proud of myself for looking in the right area. That's all I got, though. That's it. So leave me a comment, subscribe, check out the description box to get more information, find out the resources, do all the things, and yeah, that's it. Ziggity zaggity. Like, oh my god, form the sentence, make it beautiful.